Episode 4127, Are You Sleeping with a Stranger?
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous start to your weekend. Can you believe it? It's already here. Well, take a deep breath because it's time for you to really consider who you're married to, who you're sleeping with. Are you sleeping with a stranger? For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already haven't had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. You know, people change. That's a truth we all accept, right? Or at least give a nod to in passing. Yet, rarely do we sit with it deeply. Rarely do we think about it. Rarely do we talk about it. Time moves on, circumstances evolve, things happen, and the very essence of who we are shifts in subtle and profound ways. But are we really noticing that? What happens? So why does it feel so strange with the person you share a bed with? Are you sleeping with a stranger? I mean, when you lie down beside your spouse tonight, I want you to take a moment to ask yourself, am I sleeping beside the person I once knew or a stranger who lives in their skin? It's one of those things where you kind of think about it, then you don't want to think about it, then you think about it and you're like, this is weird. It is weird, I know. But that's because we're stuck on the white picket fence, what we were doing when we were dating, our beautiful wedding that we had, whatever it looked like, whether it was a courthouse wedding, whether it was a wedding outside, a destination wedding, maybe it was a simple wedding in your backyard. It was a wedding. It was your dream. But now time has moved on. Things have changed. Life has evolved differently. Now you may have a few extra appendages running around, right? Maybe some extras that you're like, I didn't think that we would ever be in store for this. And now you got more than what you bargained for. Well, we sometimes forget how life does change. And are we a part of that? Are we growing curious with that? 20 years ago, it might have been one of those things where leaner and stronger was like, yes, that's my man. Maybe a bit less wrinkled, less worn by life's battles. Surely the belly has appeared. And without complaint, I recall how my own body, transformed through childbirth, sacrificed etched into every curve of this body. Life demanded it. Bodies had to change. Minds did too, to a degree. But what about what we see? Because priorities just shift. Change is a constant we tend to ignore. How do you see it? Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 reminds us, for everything there's a season and a time for every matter under heaven. Now this includes change, right? Unavoidable, unstoppable change that touches us all, including our closest companions, our sweethearts, our loved one, the one that we pledged to death do us part. We talk often about the importance of change and personal growth, and we talk about it in our careers. How can we advance? We want those accolades and achievements. We want to have the best, and then we want the best house and the best neighborhood. Maybe it's also, I want the best relationship with our Heavenly Father, but rarely do we apply that lens to our marriage. We just keep going about what we've done. It seems to be working. I mean, how often do we stop learning about the very person we vowed to love fully? If life is always changing, shouldn't we keep learning? Think about that for a minute. If life is always changing, shouldn't we keep learning? A spouse is not a fixed entity, yet I think sometimes we expect it to be. Or, worse yet, I can change him. We say, I do it, I'll make it better. You've been down that road. Maybe you were already married 5 years and you thought, what did I get myself into? But that's okay. Give me another year. I can change him. But you see, our spouse is not a fixed entity. They are not the person they were when you said or when I said I do, nor are they wholly the person they will be tomorrow. They are living out a living story unfolding in real time. So the real question isn't, are you sleeping with a stranger? But rather, are you still a student of your spouse? And that is your kiss to keep it simple strategy. Be a student of your spouse. You've got to be willing to learn. You've got to have that curiosity. Curiosity didn't kill the cat. Curiosity, well, guess what? Knowledge is heavy. And you got to be willing to learn. You've got to be willing to ask questions. Because guess what? If you aren't, somebody else will. Somebody else will pay attention. And in all honesty, you can't let that happen. So you've got to be a student of your spouse. You've got to see their interest, because guess what? My husband is interested in things now that he was never interested in when he was little. Okay, not little. Little, yes, but not little, okay? Little as in little in our marriage, okay? We dated for 3.5 years. Then we got married, 3.5 years to the date that we got married. And now we will celebrate let me think, hold on. I got to do the math here. Doing math live is not always a good idea. Hold on, processing. 33 years, we'll be married this August. So we've been married a long time. That means we've been together 36.5 years. That's a lot of life. That's more than half of my life. That's honestly pretty incredible. Can I say it's been perfect? Nope. Can I say it's going to continue to be perfect? Nope. Why? Because I'm changing. I'm growing. I know I have. I'm a very difficult person to live with. Not really, but I do press his buttons, sometimes on purpose. Not always because I just want to be that one who pokes at him. No. It's because I too want to stretch him. But I also know he wants to stretch me, so he does it back to me. But this is the thing. When you're doing it together as a team, that's one thing. But what happens when you're really growing apart? What happens when you're not that student of your spouse? What happens when they go off and they start learning other things and they leave you behind? And you wonder, well, what happened? What happened to us? And then all of a sudden the kids get older and they're able to drive themselves around. They're able to kind of be mature enough to make some decisions, not all. And then all of a sudden it seems like, poof, empty nest time. And you're like, oh, that's not a big deal. I'm like, yeah, it kind of is a big deal. We're kind of in that lifespan right now, in that season for us. And let me tell you, that season, once when you're in it, I don't know if it ever changes. Unless they move back home. But then I think, no. Then you're kind of living that life of empty nest plus one, right? I mean, because they're coming back to you. So you live that life. Now you have to figure out how to live that life, but now you have another one or another one. We have 5, so I love them dearly. But if they all want to move back home, I want to have a compound. I'm just putting it out there that that's what's going to happen. Because if not, I really need that 10,000 square foot house to make sure everybody has their space. They're all sweet individuals. But we all grow differently. And you want your children to do that. You should want your spouse to do that. And in return, your spouse should want you to do that. But in order to do that successfully and have an incredible marriage, you have to be a student of your spouse. So to grow alongside a partner, right? How do you stay engaged? How do you stay curious? How do you stay connected? Number 1, ask genuine questions and listen deeply. Pause the routine and dig beyond the, how was your day? What'd you do today? I would think you've been married 12, 15, 20 years. For us, a long time, I already told you. I pretty much know his day. I don't need to ask him, hey, babe, how was your day? Now, if it's a day that it's a little tough for one and I know what's going on, I may ask that question, but I ask it differently. It's not just, hey, what was up? I may ask more specific, direct questions. Why? Because I know what's happening. If you ask just that, how was your day? It's like you really don't care. If you know his boss and you know he was up for something or something was happening, why not ask, hey, what did Mr. Ben do today that kind of, set you off in the wrong direction? Because maybe he had a bad day. Seek to understand their fears. Seek to understand their dreams and daily victories, because guess what? Those two change. As we change, as we evolve, as we get curious about who we are and who we are becoming, it's the same for our spouse. Proverbs 20 verse 5 says the purposes of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draws them out. Reading beneath the surface invites intimacy with the evolving soul beside you. You know, when I think about that, I'm like, yeah, it's really about getting deeper and not allowing yourself just to hang out and be like, yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's good. We're good. Because if you're acting like you were when you were married, you don't have a strong marriage. And I definitely know that's a strong statement for me to make. But you don't. Because you're missing something. God made us very, very intricately. We're not just an empty shell. He gave us a mind created in his image. Now, I'm not telling you that we have a perfect mind. Don't hear that. But we do have a creative mind. And that means we were created to learn, to grow, to be stretched. Now, some people, they're a little bit more stubborn than others. Others are a little bit more determined. How do you want to phrase it? For me, I like to say I'm determined. And I hope you see that in your spouse too. And I want you to see that in yourself. Reading beneath the surface invites intimacy with the evolving soul beside you. It says, I want to know more about you. Not just what I see with my naked eye, but what I don't see. What has God given you? What is way deep there? What are you thinking about? My husband sits down and he's like, okay, I see the wheels turning. And he knows now. And he doesn't ask me unless if he's ready to listen. Because if he's not ready to listen, and I can tell, I can read it on his face, I know it. Sometimes he invites the question because he really honestly wants to be engaged. But then I can tell by his face, and yes, I read his face. It's like, I want to know, but I only want to talk for about 5 minutes. So don't tell a story like a woman. Tell it like I would tell it, and be short and brief. But I just want to peekaboo. I just want a coming soon event type of thing. You know how they have movie trailers? Yeah, that's kind of what the guys want it. They just want to know this is the trailer. This is what they can expect. It's coming soon, but they don't want the details. They just want it done. They want to be able to go to the movie and show up and have it all done. But us women, we like the coming soon trailer. We like to rewatch it. We'll watch it backwards. We'll stop it. We'll see another thing that's out there. We'll rewatch that, and then we'll go tell our girlfriends, and we'll tell it again, and then we'll tell it a different way. Only to say that we will still go and watch that wonderful movie 4 or 5 times and still tell the stories differently and talk about it. Why? Because God wired us differently. So we've got to be willing to see each other. You've got to be willing to see your spouse. I've got to be willing to see my spouse. And they've got to be willing to see you. So ask those genuine questions. Listen deeply. Go deeper than just, peekaboo, I see you. Yeah, we're past that. No more baby talk. We're way past that. Let's get a little bit more intimate. Number 2, create new experiences together. Shared memories are the glue that holds couples through change. Try something new, like a hobby, a trip, a project, so you can witness fresh facets of each other. Hebrews 10 verse 24 reminds us, and let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works. Stirring the pot of the shared life keeps connection vibrant. Meaning that, you know how I was saying, like you kind of poke at each other? You see, my husband and I, we kind of go back and forth, but it's stretching. It's not making fun of. It's not what you would consider what's online. It's like, okay, I see this in you, but I want to stretch you further. Let's try this. Let's do this. And what if? And they just know. I mean, he just knows with me. He just wants to draw it out in me. And sometimes I like it and sometimes I don't. But most of the time I know it's for the better. And that's what makes us strong as a team. So allow yourself to create new experiences together. Maybe for you, maybe you're not a cook. And all of a sudden now you're getting close to being fully empty nesters. Scary as all heck, I know. But it's fun. We're about ready to make a big, huge transition for us, moving to a city house It's going to be exciting, but it's going to be different. Why? Because number one, it's much smaller. Number two, no kids. They'll all visit, grandbabies too, granddogs also, but it'll be just my husband and I. No puppies, no kitty cats. That means if the TV's not on, all we hear are two breaths, two bodies breathing. Kind of scary if I would say so myself. Maybe we need to have that moody movie trailer music happening right now, because you do wonder. And then if you're like that, you're like, oh, what will we talk about? What do you talk about now? Don't sit there and press too far into the future. Be present. Create new experiences together. Learn to cook together. Learn to break bread together. Learn to travel better together. Take a road trip, just a day trip. You don't have to spend the night or spend money. There's so many free things out there. Go see the world with a different set of lenses. And finally, number 3, practice daily gratitude and affirmation. Don't let familiarity breed neglect. That's easy to do. Back to the white picket fence. I can't say I ever dreamt of a white picket fence. I did dream about my beautiful wedding. And by the way, I did have a beautiful wedding. I was very, very blessed. It was hot outside. It was in a garden. It was the only weekend it did not rain during the flood season of 93. Oh, yeah. Whew. It's crazy, I tell you. But we made it through. We did have rain that day, on that Saturday. We had an evening wedding. And during this evening wedding, it was one of those things where you're like, is it going to rain? Nope. Oh, wait, looks like it's going to rain. Is it going to rain? Nope. 2 hours. And no, you're thinking, she's Catholic. I am not. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying I'm not. My wedding was just something that I wanted to be very, very special. It was a long wedding. It was a beautiful wedding, and we loved it. But you see, you can't live back then. That familiarity, that's gone. You've got so much new happening now. If you were to get married now, what would your wedding look like? I guarantee you it would be different. Why? There's a lot different wedding dresses out there. Times have changed. Technology has changed. Maybe you don't like where you got married, but you got married for the convenience of bringing two families together. The convenience of we don't have to do anything because it's a destination wedding. What was it for you? If you were to plan your wedding today, what would it look like? Don't let familiarity breed neglect. Celebrate the quirks. Oh, I have so many. So does my husband, and I laugh about them. Sometimes I think he laughs at me more than with me, but I know it's more with me than at me. But we tease each other that way, and we don't take it personally. But you see, we've grown together. We've had to learn. Were there bumps and bruises along the way? Oh, yes, there was. Was there a separation? Yes, there was. Remember, he told me, I've fallen out of love. Not something that you would see a couple be together now 36 and a half years, married 33 of those 36 and a half. Celebrate those quirks, the growth, the tiny victories, the smallest of ones. Even yesterday, I kid you not, I was helping my husband with his office. We were moving some things, and we had to take him to the storage unit. Yes, we have a storage unit. Who doesn't have a storage unit? I think everybody has a storage unit, but we have one because we are in transition, literally and figuratively. And so physically, I'm trying to get stuff out. We've got stuff that's moving with the house. We've got stuff that's going to the city house. And then we've got one that's in between. So we're moving things. And we went to the actual storage facility. And there was this big, huge, round chair that my daughter had, our oldest daughter, our first child, had in college. We got it at a garage sale. Great deal. Don't you love those great deal finds? We had it. Well, it went through like 2 other children, and the last one who had it, which was our youngest son, he decided he didn't want it, so he put it in the storage facility. I'm like, fine, no big deal. But now I had to rearrange things to get more stuff in and do it, which is not a big deal, but we put it out. And I made some, rearrangements, move boxes, put pillows way on top that, if I jump and throw them, because I'm short, I'm lucky. It's like playing dunk and I can't dunk them, but you just hope that it gets up there enough. And you take a broomstick handle and you tap it on top of the box. You're like, well, nothing else is going up there, so you might as well put pillows up there. And it's a climate control, by the way, so it's safe to have pillows all the way at the tippy top. And so here he's like, well, wait, what if we take this big, huge, round chair and flip it over on this huge, big, double memory foam bean bag. It's like a bean bag, but it's not beans. It's like memory foam stuff, and it's awesome. I love it. Anyway, we have it in there too. I'm like, okay. And I said, I think that will work. He's like, okay. So he went, and my son and him went, so I didn't have to lift it. They flipped it up, turned. I said, wait, let me lay the cushion right. Hold on. So I got the cushion right. They flipped it over, and I said, way to go, hun. Great idea. And you know what he did? He turned and looked at me. He goes, I'm writing this day down. I'm writing it down. Why? Because I don't ever have a good idea. Now, that's not true. He has a lot of good ideas. But I will tell you this. When you remind your spouse that they have a great idea, they'll remember. Why? Because most of the time we're poking at and complaining about what they don't have. Practice daily gratitude and affirmation. Notice those things. Let them also notice the things within you. Celebrate it. Speak words that build up. Ephesians 4 verse 29 says, let no corruption talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up. Affirmation is the language of love that says, I see you. I see you truly, and I choose you every day. You know, go back to that body thing. I bared 5 children with this body. Gave me all the curves, all the bumps, all the lumps. Gave it all to me. But guess what? I was blessed with 5 children. And if he says anything different than that, when it comes to my body, I look at him and say, better watch it. I gave you 5 children, 3 of which are boys, which are going to carry on your name. So we laugh about that, right? But at the same time, then he can come back and say, your body's beautiful and always will be. Doesn't matter what is always on the outside, what's on the inside. I see you truly, and I choose you every day. So yeah, people change, people grow. The person looking back at you in the moonlight may not be the same as 20 years ago. But that's not a reason to turn away or feel strange. It's a call to lean in, to rediscover, to keep learning. Because marriage, it's not about holding on to a frozen version of someone. You don't want to encapsulate just that one moment of, oh, this was my man. Because let me tell you, you look back and you're like, why did I choose that man? Come on, we've all said it. Because I'm telling you this, that man said the same thing about you. Why did I choose that woman? I guarantee it. You got to be honest. We all say it. It's part of life. So giggle a little bit, right? We don't want to hold on to that frozen version of someone, but it's truly about walking together through seasons, time, and don't forget transformation on who you are and who you are becoming. So are you sleeping with a stranger? Or are you actively becoming better friends, deeply interested students, and loving partners to the evolving person beside you? What is it for you? What's lingering today? Remember 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 7. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Endure. Endure the change, my friend. Learn the new chapters. And don't settle for anything less than a connection that grows deeper every day. Because let me tell you, you're better together in every way. Go in peace. Be present. Be incredible. Be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.